Hello and welcome to your Rochester Rundown for the week of December 17th. Let's get right to it. New York's statewide mask mandate is now in effect, requiring masks be worn in all indoor public places unless businesses implement a vaccine requirement. The mandate began Monday and is set to end 1 month later on January 15th. Governor Kathy Hochul says the mask mandate will combat the growing number of COVID cases during the holiday season, adding that those who can get a booster shot of the COVID vaccine should do so as soon as possible.
I'm challenging New Yorkers. No excuses. You'll feel a lot better this holiday season. Thank you for getting the vaccine in the first place. The booster is what you need for that extra layer of armor against this pandemic.
Hochul has left it up to each individual county to decide whether or not they'll enforce the mask mandate. Monroe County Executive Adam Bello says Monroe County will. Businesses in Monroe County will either require proof of vaccination at the door or ask you to mask up. Bello calls it a common sense mitigation strategy designed to keep COVID-19 numbers down. Meanwhile, officials in some surrounding counties say they will not enforce this statewide mask mandate, but rather they're going to let individual businesses make their own decisions. Ontario County issued a statement saying the county does not have sufficient staff to enforce an indoor mask mandate. Over in Livingston County, leaders say this decision should come from local governments, not the state.
Well, I think the businesses are controlling what they want to control as best they can control. And if they feel like they have to comply with this mandate, that they should comply with this mandate. I realize that state mandate presents such difficult situations for them, but I don't think we're being hypocritical.
The city of Rochester is extending its effort to distribute at-home rapid COVID-19 testing kits. 23,000 test kits are going out next week. In addition to this weekend's distributions, 240 houses of worship and 250 barber shops and salons will participate. Each house of worship will get about 100 kits, and each barber shop and salon about 25 free to customers. The town of Greece has found its new police chief. Michael Wood will head the department beginning January 15th. Wood is currently the deputy commissioner for the State Division of Criminal Justice. Prior to that, he served as deputy chief of operations for Rochester Police from 2011 to 2015. Wood is a longtime resident of Greece, but he says stepping into this role from another agency will be his biggest challenge.
Right up front, I lived with it. Early in my career in Rochester, we had an outsider come in the early 90s. It happened. We had to live with it, and there's impacts for that. I know that. I've been it. I've lived it. I've seen it, and I know the challenges there. But that doesn't change what you do. You just, I am who I am. I'm going to come in and do the right thing, expect that from others, and let the rest play out itself.
Former Greece Police Chief Drew Forsyth pleaded guilty Thursday to driving while ability impaired and leaving the scene of an accident. The crash happened in October when Forsyth wrecked his police car drunk behind the wheel. He now faces fines and a temporary license suspension. The town of Greece conducted its own internal investigation into the crash and found that 10 officers were on scene that night. 3 have been exonerated, but for the other 7, it's recommended that they face disciplinary action or demotion. Rochester City Council approved a plan to give some families $500 a month for a year. It's all part of a guaranteed basic income pilot program. 175 families in the city of Rochester who live at or below 200% of the federal poverty level will be included.
I really appreciate the fact that we're going to move this forward. And I believe it's going to be great because we're going to continue to do the work. It is a pilot that's going to be a pilot that grows into being a magnificent example of what government can do when we get our heads on straight.
The initial proposal was presented by former Mayor Lovely Warren as her final act in office. The funding for this program, $2.2 million, will come from the American Rescue Plan. More than 55,000 homes and businesses across the region lost power following strong windstorms on Saturday. Some of those winds peaked between 60 and 76 miles per hour in areas, taking down trees and power lines. Thousands went without electricity for days. Most of those outages were fixed by Tuesday morning. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you next year.